Hey guys, I'm Coach Ryan with DuPraw Powerskating. That's Kelly Rios with Alien Kinetics, the inventor of Driblades. And in this episode, we're going to get down and dirty into how Driblades are helping hockey players from young and old alike, all the way to pro, get faster out on the ice. Coming up next. Everybody, you know me. If you don't know Kelly, I had the pleasure, the life-changing opportunity. You know, you're like, Ryan, that's going over the top. No, it's not. And you'll find out a little bit more when we dig into this. But I got a chance to work hand in hand with Kelly, and I'm sold on Driblades. I was sold on Driblades the minute I saw them, Kelly. And then when I talked to you and went in depth, then I just fell in love with it. And now people can't get me to shut up about it. But the reason I brought you on today was because I have a lot of people that initially they see Driblades, they see the green blade, and they're like, oh, that's neat. There's some green blades for my boots. And I'm like, whoa, hold on. It's way, way more than that. So if you could kind of take the lead here and tell me about why Driblades were created, what they were created for, and who they're helping.
Hey, well, first of all, I appreciate the kind words. I appreciate all the work you've done. And when it comes to Driblades, it's an extension of my passion, my career, and my knowledge. Being an inventor was never something I sought out to be. I've never really had that interest in, trying to create something that no one thought of. It's something that's over the course of my career, using unstable surfaces and getting to know the body and the imbalances that we need to correct, and posture mechanics it takes for speed, getting to know what it takes. Driblades, I'm surprised it hasn't already been out there. I'm blessed that I was able to come up with it with the team that I've had. But the idea of unstable surfaces, whether it's stability balls, BOSUs, standing on one leg, it's been out there for a long time. It was just an opportunity for me to hone into hockey and skating specifically, as it's the toughest locomotion there is. And with how tough of a movement it is, we want to allow kids and everyone to have more time to practice it. And just like any skill we require or are working on, we have a regression to progress. Or in school, we go to grade 1, then grade 2. And for some reason, with the toughest movement of skating, maybe the human body and human minds, we just want to get out there and do it, which is fine. But as technology comes around and as ideas are evolved, Driblades is a way for kids, players, athletes to understand the depths, the angles, the strength required to play hockey. And you can make the NHL without Driblades. I'm not saying that. I'm just letting you know that technology's changed as we're meeting on a touch screen right now, and things evolve. And I know that when people are educated as to what Driblades can do for you and keep your son safe, your daughter safe. As I'm working with a high prospect right now, we're going to use Driblades to make sure what we've done with him is set in place, so that I can go in front of them when they're in their skates and test certain stabilities, strengths, things that we wouldn't normally been able to do. So Driblades is something not that I wanted to create to stand out. It's truly something I've created to make right and allow people to understand skating, and being in your skates is an extremely valuable opportunity to improve yourself, because the movements in the gym need to carry over. And I was lucky to be able to get people to start training in their skates. But I think the idea was out there long before me. With lots of professionals I speak with, there's a upstream battle to educate part of the population as to what Driblades are, and then there is a handful of professionals that have picked up what I've laid down before we've even had a chance to speak. And so I can truly say I'm batting 1,000 right now. Anyone that's worn dry blades, and that would be a good thing. I don't really, I'm not very vocal, but I don't mind if people don't like products, but as long as you've worn them, you know, have you put that those shoes on, those dry blades on? Have you swung that golf club or bat? So I think normally when people put them on, it's overwhelming, whether it's an NHL captain or whether it's someone beginning to skate. It's overwhelming in its accountability, and then there's a psychology that I have to make sure is everyone ready to accept what it takes to get better, and that's not up to me. That's up to everyone else, you know. So drivers will definitely tell you where you're not strong enough. They'll tell you you're getting low enough in the gym and your drivers, because you will acquire that strength once we get on the ice. So I believe the more people, and it's happening, the more people are understanding knowledge and where I'm coming from. It's crazy. It's fun to speak with everybody.
And I want to get into some conversations I've had with some parents, and I don't necessarily want to say myth busting, but they're new to hockey, so it's not really busting any myths. It's just they're new to it, and this is also a new philosophy, because I was skating since age 3 up in Michigan, and a big powerlifting guy, and I thought I found every ounce of power and efficiency in my stride. And then thinking I'm going to go for a dry blade session with you, and you flew down to work with me from good old Saskatchewan there. And I made it about 15 minutes, and I was tapping out saying enough, I'm good. And my hips were on fire, Kelly.
And so I love you. I love speaking with everyone. That's exciting. That happens, and I mean that humbly every time. Every time I get in front of someone, and I am down in the South, and there's lots of that football mentality, and I love lifting weights too. I'm not telling people not to lift weights. We do our dry blade work, and then go into our traditional lifts. But a lot of times people are blown away, like I said, by the accountability the dry blades puts you in. Like, if you're good in your skates, people don't like, I just want to see you do it. And it's dry blades, it's easier than if we were on the ice. So when people get in front of them and they feel that lactate, that overload of stimulation, it's kind of my nice way of saying this is where it fits. There's no 600-pound swatter at the Olympics who's going to go up the ice and beat me. You know what I mean? So I know we want to get stronger, everyone, but there's a lot of strength we can get in a lot more accurate fashion in the dry blades. And then any benefits we get with your balance, squatting in your skates will give you good form, so that when you put your shoes back on to do your regular lifts, there'll be adaptation there. So dry blades is a way for everyone to integrate some work before they go on the ice, when they can't get to the ice, and it's an opportunity for strength and conditioning specialists in the gym. You know, again, we've had Bosu balls, we do single leg exercises, and some corrective measures. I just have put it together in the dry blade, so the kids or players will come in, they'll get some corrective measures in the dry blade, some proprioception or balance, and then they can progress in other facets. But a lot of people are overwhelmed by how close to skating it is, and I think I laugh the most during that, because they're often in their game skates. So and I tell people, I'm sorry if it's hard that I'm making you do this in your skates. I'm gonna have to recommend a new sport. Because you know, so people, when they talk about training in your skates, no, we're in our shoes a lot. But when I do put you in for your 20 or 40-minute dry blade session, and it's too hard, I don't know what to tell you, kind of thing. So as a parent, I think I would really try to educate and teach them. We're just putting your son or daughter in their skates, without any competition or any hitting, and we're giving them a chance to really hone in, find out, you know, how does it feel, why are their hips burning, what does it take to get low. And even I see lots of boot camps with kids, and they're doing speed ladder or they're throwing med balls to each other, and it's all to enhance the foot speed or single leg balance. And they're so close. If they just had their skates on, they wouldn't have to wonder, you know what I mean? So as people, especially after they try them, a lot of players, after they'll do some drills or single leg work, they'll ask, well, why would I take them off? And the truth is, it's just because it's too hard. It'll burn you out a little bit. But as an athlete, you're telling me something's too hard and too accountable. This is probably only for a certain amount of people who really, do you really want to get better at skating? And if you do, never mind who invented it, you should be able to like put those Driblades on and do whatever the video says. You know, like crush it. And if you can't, no offense, but get in line. You're one of those people, like, it's okay if you don't understand it, call me. I'll speak with you. It's a passion of mine. There's no gimmicks, but for the people that just don't get it and don't want to talk about it, I mean, that's fine. There's nothing we can do with those people as well. But for the people, I've had people reach out that have bought their second pair of Driblades after switching skates, or a lot of rehab cases where, they're able to work on rehabilitating themselves, and feeling confident before they go back. It's whoever we can, if we get the question and we get a chance to communicate with people, we usually squish it pretty quick.
Well, and let me go, you kind of touched on this a little bit, Kelly, about how difficult it is. And I've had some parents that were brought up kind of the same era that you and I were, and more ice time makes improvement, and it's more ice time and more ice time. And I'm seeing some players that are getting way more ice time. They have about 4 or 5 different private coaches, and they're regressing, Kelly. And I told the parent, I was like, I think I need to get you off ice working with me so I can get your body into those positions that they can't hold on ice. And that just kind of like blew their mind. And some of them are still chewing on that. They're like, how in the world are you going to improve being off the ice, Ryan? And I'm like, to me, it just makes sense, right? But they can't really grasp that concept.
Oh, took everything to let you finish. So because I have the answer for you and a lot of folks, you know what I mean? I guess I like to tell people, I'm with you. Stay on the ice. Absolutely. And if you want to be the best you, I hope you're skating perfectly, or I hope your body's as strong as it is 100% balanced, even though we're not. Right. Because if you were out there hours and hours away, you are getting better. But to a professional kineticist, you're hitting your rooftop. You're only going to get so good so fast until we do some off ice work. And there wasn't Driblades before. It was strength and conditioning to help your stride. And now we understand we want to get you stronger, but sometimes those traditional exercises we go to an abundant weight wise, and we start to lose mobility and things that improve our efficiency on the ice. So I have some NHL players that don't spend a lot of time on the ice during the summer because they play so much. And if they've had some long playoff runs, they use the Driblades to come in here. We restore their posture. Instead of going out there and having an athlete after needing some time to restore the posture imbalances, or not just go out there and continue to build off something that we can't see. So when I'm brought in to help a player's efficiency or kinetics movement, we need to take them off the ice and break down their posture and really make changes throughout their body. So the Driblades wasn't done before, and we skated as much as we could. We didn't send text messages before at one time, and now people understand we need to evolve and do things. And so that's why this is going upstream. I want them to be on the ice with their power skating coaches. I'm just as hungry as you are to get them more efficient and progressive. And because sports science has evolved, you know what I mean? Like, that's right. An easy way to kind of go past people, like, oh, I'll be on the ice, or Usain Bolt just ran track. No, he didn't. You know what I mean? Like, no, like Connor McDavid is not just skating. You know what I mean? Like, he's not. And I know some of the fastest guys in the NHL, and I can truly tell you how much they are. And part of it is being able to restore yourself, improve the body you are, and then go and skate. And so truly, I believe if someone wants to skate 5 days a week, that's fine. But with my players staying off the ice a couple times and changing their efficiency and their mechanics, there's never a question like what happens. Like, we need to make changes in pro sports, and I know when people start playing with it, they'll get it. They'll pick up what I'm laying down. And I sit with dads all the time and say, well, you're out power skating, you know what I mean? And I get it. But getting low is common. Get my son low, get my daughter low, make them strong. And I know, but you're not just going to get fast running track, or you won't be the best you by just staying. And so on the ice, we want to have the kids, big, strong propulsion force. We want to have them pushing strong. And in muscle contraction, if you want to push strong, you have to pull strong. And so they can only work on the return so much on the ice. And so if they want to work on pushing stronger and deeper, the Driblades allows us in the gym to have them sit low and feel the accountability of the opposite side of that contraction. Yeah. So you don't have to buy Driblades or work with them, but science dictates our athletes will pass you. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? And I like everyone to understand the sports science, but I guess these communicating with people, let them know, like, I'm not a gimmicker at all. I'm a very hardworking fella. And this is meant to, make a difference when you're on the ice. And when you are going to a power skater, he's going to have edges or things that he'll be able to communicate to you that might become homework before you head out with him. So no matter how you cut it, once we explain to people and have a chat, usually they want to know where they get their Driblades. So
yeah, and I want to talk about that with a parent, unnamed. We won't be naming any names here.
Yeah, for sure.
And they threw out about 5-6 different deficiencies, some places where their player was lacking. And they started laughing at me because I was kind of like what you were talking about. I just kept throwing out Driblade before they get the question out of their mouth. Oh, well, I'm sure Driblades can't help their edge work at all, right? Yeah. Well, they're kind of lacking on their quick turn, and they have, Driblades. Well, what about they're not getting enough power down to the ice, Driblades? I was like, there's nothing that I haven't seen Driblades improve, Kelly. And when you were with me, you're like, Ryan, we're making this stuck with me. You said we're making a better human first, and then hockey.
And a lot of parents would probably like us to, a lot of my superstar players their parents have hugged me because the approach is to make sure the player, the athlete's not hurt, which is truly the opposite of, like, if you're not hurt, that's strength. And so the irony is the more I improve the athlete and the human, believe it or not, that's their biomechanics or their speed. You know what I mean? But never do we just sacrifice it at all costs. And if it was my son, I'd prefer that's never the case. And a fellow with a brain injury, because I did also do that. I sucked it up, and that doesn't exist. You can't suck it up. You'll take medication for the rest of your life, and I do. But now my passion is make sure no one else does.
Right.
And some exercises or Driblades is accountable and hardworking, but I know that's what the parent wants out of sport. In case your son doesn't make 100 million, we want to make sure they're healthy and safe and getting the most out of their sport. So getting them better at skating, getting them out there, I'm with you. But if you want to make a better, healthier kid and improve his arithmetic and his grammar, that's the neuroscience I'm going off of. And that same kid is also the kid who we're talking about 100 million in my life too. So I think it's just education. It's me with my anxiety coming out to speak with you and telling people, no, I really believe in this, from my health, from my 24-year career, almost $500 million in player salaries. Like, it's proven, trusted, and true. And as I was just filming a video the other day, I was doing the stairs in my city. And I don't want to say I don't care if anyone buys Driblades, but part of me doesn't, because as a hardworking hockey guy, like, oh yeah, this is for hardworking hockey guys. And yeah, I went to power skaters too. I went to practice too, but I still was doing stuff off of the gym. And yeah, like, no, there wasn't anything to let me wear my skates. But as Wayne Gretzky says, like, staying in your skates is the ultimate. And I would just add to it, like Wayne's right. And if we could also improve your posture so that power skating, adds to it because we got stronger before it. Yeah, that's how, like, look at the next players. They got to beat, look at the fellas we have to beat. Look at the top-notch guys in the NHL. And, like, I won't even list them for legal reasons, but very special. And I'm so proud of them. And I truly know I could help them too, right? Because it's not another plate on the squat that's going to accelerate some of these demons. Like, it's kind of cute, right? Like, it's I've been able to say to some of the best players in the league, I said, did you think that, like, it would, they asked me about Driblades, and I said, well, it would have to be something like this, like, truly, like, to make, some of these superstars better. Like, it's not, oh boy, if we could just get their bench up to 3 plates, like, you know what I mean? People they'll get us, and they really are. And I love speaking. I love every question. It's an opportunity. Again, I'm looking to learn always, and it's an opportunity for me to help the student, the player, the athlete, the parent, why this is around and how it can improve your efficiency of your money, spending it with coaches. And we have young kids who want to get good on the ice and skate. My 2-year-old son wears his Driblades, and we just walk in the driveway now. Like, you know what I mean? Because I watched my other 2-year-old, like, what they're doing is you're getting them just to kind of shitty skate. So I'm trying to, get my son to get into the knee bend so that his skating coach isn't surprised. But it's because my son's been lunging since he's 2 in his skate. So when they tell me my son's low, like, I won't tell him what I do for a living, but, like, he can read grade 2 after grade 1 too. Like, I'm kind of need to find my patience to help explain to people, like, do you want your son out there and by the wall? Like, I played pro hockey. I'm just saying, like, you want that, you guys, but, like, there's a better way to do it now. And a little example, I was with my son. He has a Strider bike, so we just learned to ride a bike, but there's no training wheels anymore. Right. So there's no, so the development curve on kids riding bikes is triple the speed. Driblades, I remove 0.188 millimeters of steel. So there's no edges. So the best thing is when people say edge control, this is the ultimate, because I remove the edges. Now you got to play in your flat foot or your Chuck Taylor, right? And then I'll put your cleats back on your kid. I'll put the spikes back on and put them on the ice. They're better in the first session.
Well, and I know firsthand the amount of feedback, and I don't mean coaching feedback that you were giving me. I mean the feedback, every millimeter that I was off that went to just the weak spot. I was under a microscope the whole time. Like, okay, well, there's an imbalance in that ankle. Oh, there's an imbalance in that hip. Oh, there's an imbalance in my core here. Like, and it just stood out like crazy.
I had a player bring in another player, like a NHL defense, like superstar defenseman, and I had bet my other player. Like, I bet him it'd be 30 seconds, and the fella didn't turn around but in 20 seconds, and I knew what he could feel us looking at his collapsing because of the feedback of the drive blade. So I didn't even, like, with this fella, he's an extremely good player. I just like watched him, and then I had my other player was showing them, Chandler was showing them different moves, and it was just, they just took it. Like, I said, only do 20 minutes because we want to do your other strength training. And this money, millions dollar a year player told me, why would I take these off? And I said, well, because you're you, I guess. I don't know why. He's like, why wouldn't I just do this another 20 minutes and call it? I said, because you haven't done any CrossFitting, so I've had now, like, once they put them on, now I have to say, no, like, you will go on the ice, you will do your squats, but it's the buy-in is nuts from the biofeedback, that's called. Yeah. Oh.
Well, hey Kelly, I could talk all day to you, so we're gonna wrap this up being say part 1 and to be continued, because there's way more. And
Absolutely.
I feel blessed, honored that a small group of my players are in their Driblades, and they kind of feel like they're on a secret mission that nobody knows about yet. And I told them, I said, I feel that you are the first. You're the first in Raleigh, North Carolina, or the state to be taking in Driblades. You know,
I can tell that to my players as well, and I can tell that it's out. The secret's out. We've had some fellas make some big teams this year, and so when it gets, people start asking each other, and tell them that jump on them, enjoy the advantage. But I think it's going to be over, and people will be caught onto us. So but if I could ask anyone with questions, like absolutely, I never check anything on my creative to the phones, but any questions or anything that helps direct us for the knowledge, that's the biggest challenge here, is just get the answers out to the people, and if they ask the questions, I'll be anywhere for them. But thanks, Ryan. Thanks very much.
It's helping everything I do down here with my players, Kelly, and I can't wait to get you back in town, my friend.
Me neither. I can't wait either, but we'll talk again for sure. I appreciate it.
That's Kelly Rios with Alien Kinetics and the creator of Driblades. I thank him for his time, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.